File corrupted. Restarting from your normal.
Have you produced music before, and what was your experience producing music?
I have, and honestly, it was quite fun. It was mostly during my middle school when I would enter contests, competitions. For music creations, which I didn't win. You need to learn to follow the rules, then you break them, and that's how you make good music.
I have produced music on FL Studio. It's pretty fun. I self-taught myself. I thought it was very interesting, and I would like to pursue in that.
Yeah, I've also made a lot of beats on FL Studio, and Google has their little beat maker. I've made a lot of goofy beats on there too, and it's pretty fun in general.
Actually, I have made a song. I have produced music, and the song was made on Bree because me and Wyatt Willis made a song, and Bree threw it in the trash, so we had to make a diss track. And yeah, it was pretty fun. It was a lot of fun, and music is awesome.
I've made music for Dr. Ertz's music composition class here at Manual. It's an after-school activity. That's also a class it's taught by U of L grad students. It's a really good opportunity if you get the chance to take it. I would say using software and being able to mess around with designs. When you're producing music, it's not quite the same. It's just, playing an instrument and just fiddling around. You get to use tools to enhance the sound. That gives you a new understanding of how music is made.
I've produced music before. It was really fun getting into it, but also very challenging. I looked up some YouTube videos on how to actually use 4L Studio and how to use BandLab, and I actually put beats together and actually had to synthesize the vocals into it as well. I haven't released anything yet, but it's been a great experience learning more into music.
We've had some students for Manual, two I know of. There's a guy named Josh Welchel who writes a lot of video game scores, and there's a music producer DJ named Daniel Chaposky who's released a couple of things online. I tend to use a composition program and kind of play on the keyboard, and the notes pile up, and then you got to figure out what the note values are and how all the pieces fit together. A producer is the person who sits in the booth and decides how the pieces go together. So a lot of times a producer is more like an arranger. They're like, oh, you play that part, you play this part, and they're kind of figuring out how to mix the pieces together. A composer does all of that ahead of time and writes everything down and gives it to the musicians and expects them to do everything. One of my jobs was on the Amazon Music Metric team. So I was in a building in San Francisco where all of the people who wrote all the Amazon Music apps for the web and iOS and Alexa and Android, all of us worked in that building. My team was responsible for whenever you pressed a button on a music app, we got a little piece of data, and we had to use that to figure out how many times each song got played so that we knew how much to pay the different record labels. In pop music, I would say just look, if Spotify or wherever you're listening to music tells you who the producer is, find producers that you like. My favorite composers are Stravinsky. I love listening to John Williams when I got to get work done because you just put on Superman or Harry Potter and you can just keep working.
What music producers inspire you, that are current and relevant?
A big one was now Kendrick Lamar, but back then it was mostly Rihanna and stuff because they used GarageBand. Rihanna, they used GarageBand, which is the free version of Logic Pro, because I was not buying a $200 software.
I mean, I just explore a bunch of different types of things, whatever FL Studio has in their library. But producers that have inspired me would be Metro Boomin, and yeah.
Yeah, I also made a lot of rap type beats, and I drew a lot of inspiration from A$AP Rocky, and he's known for sampling and chopping them up and things like that. So I've experimented with that a lot.
I'm big into jazz, so I really like Louis Armstrong and what he did with the cornet. I've tried to use those and incorporate some bossa nova guitar beats along with it to see if I can make something sound great.
You can say modern people like Kanye and hip hop. You can go back to the 1600s of Bach. I feel the more you get into it, the more you understand how innovative the Beatles were at it, and some of their later albums, like Strawberry Fields, very interesting. Sergeant Pepper, sorry.